Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you're doing well. I hope you've had a great start to your day. I know it's cold in places, rainy out places. I hope that you're doing everything you can to stay dry, to stay warm. And sending you lots of hugs, lots of love, and of course, wishing you plenty of smiles for today. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Glad we're here together. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead. But of course, before then, we have a story to enjoy together, a world to explore together here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you, if anybody. But of course, if you're joining in alone, you're very welcome. Be a part of this wonderful community. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And always a pleasure to be here with you. One thing I don't take for granted, and is always a great boost to my morning, great way to start the morning with a book here together, being in community together, learning from each other, learning together always. Thank you so much for being here with us. And thank you for all the positive messages and inspirations that keep coming our way. And of course, to your recommendations. And we're working, trust me, to bring those wonderful books that you've requested here to Storytime. I've written to a ton of publishers, heard from some and still waiting to hear from others, but we keep pushing. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Yes, do share those lovely books that you come across so we can share them here on Storytime, because every time somebody sends a recommendation, almost every time it's a brand new book. I'm like, I've not seen this one before. So trust me, there are many books out there that we haven't come across yet, and I hope that we can bring as many here to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us today. And absolutely love it that we're here together. Amazing books to look forward to here on Storytime this week. All books we've read before coming back to Storytime. A big thank you to CANDLEWICK Press and, of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco for allowing us to share these books here this week. And, of course, we do have Neighbors that we read yesterday. And, of course, Mango, Abuela, and me coming up today. And then we do have Hello, Rain that we will be reading tomorrow. And then What Do Brothers Do All Day will be coming to us on Thursday. And then Friday, we round it up with Nothing Ever Happens on a Great Day from Grant Snyder. So look out for those many amazing stories coming your way. I am excited for you to hear all those wonderful stories. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Good morning to you, Kathy. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining in. Hopefully a little bit warmer out there in Kentucky. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Good morning to you, Megan. How are you doing? And is It's cloudy and rainy out there in Kentucky today. Ari's first day of school is today. We'll watch when I'm cooking dinner this evening. Well, thank you for sharing that. And Ari, we wish you the very best at school, and I hope that you have lots and lots of fun. And yeah, I cannot wait to hear about that adventure. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And of course, miss you having you here live with us, Ari. But we'll be definitely be feeling the love when you join us later on for the recordings. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime and for your special day. A big, extra big hug for you today as you enjoy this one. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely love it that we're here together for another amazing story. Thank you so much, Megan, Kathy. Good morning, and of course, Ari. Good morning to you as well. Wishing you a wonderful Tuesday, first day at school. So, good morning to you, Pamela, Courtney. How are you doing today? Still sprinkling here out there, out there in Natchitoches, Louisiana, and waving a soggy hello from Chad, Auntie Anna, and of course, Auntie Pam. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Yes, I think we're similar weather out here, still sprinkling and raining. I haven't actually looked to see what the rest of the day looks like today, but we've had plenty of rain these last few days. And just remember to carry an umbrella, do everything that you need to do. Check the weather before you go on out and see what you need. Thank you so much for sharing. Wishing you a wonderful day there out there in soggy Natchitoches, Louisiana today. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I promised Ari I'd say good morning ingredients this morning. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed, Ari. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, holding everybody accountable. We need to do it. We have to say it. Morning ingredients. Everyone is indeed a part of you're the ingredients that make story time, right? Every single one of you, Ari included, everybody that joins in here. So thank you so much for sharing that. And the books, the stories, myself, everyone that joins in, we are part of the Storytime community, the Storytime family, and we are the morning ingredients. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Thank you so much, Pamela Courtney. Love it. Please get comfortable, get cozy, get ready as we'll be getting started with our story very, very shortly. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. To everybody that is joining us today, whether you're joining us in bed, whether you're joining us on your couch, or wherever else you are today, thank you so much. Or maybe you may be watching this one later on, the recording in your kitchen, cooking, right? Or somewhere else, maybe riding horses, who knows? Whatever you're up to, we hope that you enjoy this story time today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll be right back after this very short break. Thank you indeed for being here.
You're watching Story Time with Maple and Cypress. Just kidding. You're watching Story Time with Mr. Limata.
What more can we say about that? Thank you so much, Ari. Beautiful. Love it. All right. Have a wonderful day out there at school. Well, by the time you're seeing this, I hope that you've had a wonderful day at school. Mango, Abuela, and Me coming right up. This one is written by Meg Medina, illustrations by Angela Dominguez, and we are reading this one with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. And do look out for the spring catalog from Candlewick Press, which has already arrived, and I'm excited to share that one. So keep an eye out for those stories coming your way. Meg Medina and of course Angela Dominguez with this one, Mango, Abuela, and Me. Let's go. And if you do speak any Spanish out there, please help me with these words. Also, bear with me as I know we're in for some pronunciations here today. Mango, Abuela, and Me. Written by Meg Medina, illustrated by Angela Dominguez, and read with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. She comes to us in winter, leaving behind her sunny house that rested between two snaking rivers. Her old place was too much for just one. Mommy tells me as we make room in my dresser for her clothes. And too far away for us to help, Papi adds. Abuela belongs with us now, Mia. But I still feel shy when I meet this far away grandmother. Ah. Every time I read this story, it reminds me so much of my time with my own grandma. And too, like in her village as well, there's a river that runs through called the Lusangazi. Lots of fishing happen there, lots of jumping in and bathing and everything. It was perfect. So yeah, those snaking rivers remind me of that too. She comes to us in winter, living behind her sunny house that rested between two snaking rivers. Her old place was too much for just one, Mommy tells me as we make room in my dresser for her clothes. And too far away for us to help, Papi adds. Abuela belongs with us now, Mia. But I still feel shy when I meet this far away grandmother. Pin pan pan! Papi unfolds Abuela's bed and slides it right next to mine. You will get to know each other, he says. But when I show Abuela my new book, she can't unlock the English words. We can only look at the pictures and watch Edmund race on his wheel. Then, just before we turn out the light, she pulls out two things tucked inside the satin pocket of her suitcase. What are they? What did she take out? What do you think? Yeah. You will get to know each other, he says. But when I show Abuela my new book, she can't unlock the English words. We can only look at the pictures and watch Edmund race on his wheel. Then, just before we turn out the light, she pulls out two things tucked inside the satin pocket of her suitcase. What are they? They are in a very special pocket, too. A feather, una pluma, from a wild parrot that roosted in her mango trees, and a snapshot, una fotografia, of a young man with Papi's smile. To Abuelo, she says, climbing into bed. Snuggled in my pajamas, I smell flowers in her hair, sugar and cinnamon baked in her skin. That night, I dream of a red bird circling in the sky. Oh. Yeah. Meg Medina's writing is just so amazing. To Abuelo, she says, climbing into bed. Snuggled in my pajamas, I smell flowers in her hair, sugar and cinnamon baked in her skin. That night, I dream of a red bird circling the sky. Oh. The rest of the winter, while Mommy and Papi are at work, Abuela awaits for me to get home from school. Then we bundle up in thick socks and handmade sweaters to walk to the park and toss bread to the sparrows. My Espanol is not good enough to tell her the things an abuela should know, like how I am the very best in art and how I can run faster. I can run as fast as the boys. And her English is too poquito to tell me all the stories. I want to know about Abuelo and the rivers that ran right outside their door. With our mouths as empty as our breadbasket, we walk back home and watch TV. Abuela and I can't understand each other, I whisper to Mommy. Things will get better, Mommy says. Remember how it was with Kim? Kim is my best friend at school. When she was new, our whole class helped teach her English words. Now, Miss Wilson sometimes has to say, "Please be quiet, girls. Others are working." Oh, I can relate to that. Kim is my best friend at school. When she was new, our whole class helped teach her English words. Now, Miss Wilson sometimes has to say, "Please be quiet, girls. Others are working." I got to be back in the classroom this past few days, and yeah, I feel like that's a phrase that I got to say a few times. After school the next day, while Abuela and I are making meat pies for a snack, I pretend I am Miss Wilson. "Dough," I say, pointing to the bowl. Abuela says, "Dough, masa," and rolls it flat. "Masa," I say. She drops a spoonful of meat in place. "Carne, carne," I say. "Meat, pasas, raisins, aceite, oil." Then I remember the word cards we taped in our classroom to help Kim. So while Abuela fries our empanadas, I put up word cards too until everything is covered, even Edmund. Soon we're playing Oiidi, hear and say, all around the house. But that night, she still calls my pillow a palo, and she says Edmund is a gangster. We will keep practicing, I whisper. I think that's one of my favorite lines in this book. She still calls Edmund a gangster. Ah. But the next day, I cannot practice with Abuela after all. Edmund has run out of his favorite seeds, so Mommy and I have to ride the bus downtown to buy more. Sometimes there are kittens sleeping in the pet shop window. But when we arrive this time, something even better is behind the glass. What could it be? Who's there? Yes, sometimes there are kittens sleeping in the pet shop window. But when we arrive this time, something even better is behind the glass. I can't wait. Can't wait to see it. What is it? Who is it? Ah, look, I say. The window has become a jungle filled with birds. And right in the middle is a parrot staring at us with black bean eyes. I press my nose to the glass, thinking of the red feather Abuela gave me. "Let's buy him," I tell Mommy. "But Mia, you already have Edmund," Mommy says. "Oh, not for me," I say. "For Abuela. I like the parrot that lived in her mango trees. He can keep her company when I'm at school." Oh. Yeah. When we bring him home to Abuela, she says, "Un loro, a parrot." We name him Mango because his wings are green, orange, and gold like the fruit. During the day, Abuela teaches him how to give beaky kisses and to bob his head when she sings Los Pollitos to him. "Buenas tardes, Mango," Abuela says, opening his cage door when I get home from school. "Good afternoon," I say, and give him a seed. Soon, Mango calls to me even before we open his cage. "Buenas tardes," he says when I open the door. "Good afternoon." That's my impression of Mango. "Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon." Abuela, Mango, and I practice new words every day. Mi Espanol gets faster, and Abuela and Mango learn the days of the week, all the months of the year, and the names of coins. How did he learn all of that? Papi asks when we show him all that Mango can do. Abuela winks at me and gives Mango a piece of banana peel. of banana peel and all. Practice, she says. Practice indeed. How can you do all of that? Before long, Abuela asks how to say harder things too, so she can talk with the neighbors who stop by. Has the mailman come? It is chilly today. Can I get you some cookies and lemonade? Soon, when friends stop by to see Mango's latest tricks, they can understand everything Abuela says. Ah, yes. Can I get you cookies and lemonade? Oh, yes, please. But best of all, now when Abuela and I are lying next to each other in our beds, our mouths are full of things to say. I tell her about my buen dia and show her my best pintura of mango. Abuela reads my favorite book with only a little help, and she tells me new stories about Abuela, who could dive for river stones with a single breath and weave a roof out of palms. I draw pictures for her. She still misses their old house, she says, but now only a little bit. Ah. Yeah, she still misses their old house, she says, but now only a little bit. Mango listens to us from his perch until my eyes grow heavy. Hasta mañana, Abuela, I say. Abuela kisses me. Good night, Mia. Hasta mañana. Good night, Mango goes. And soon we all fall asleep. Ah. Yes. Hasta mañana, Mango. And that is the end of our story today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And that one is coming to us from Meg Medina and Angela Dominguez. And we were reading it with permission of the publishers, CANDLEWICK Press. And this one is called Mango, Abuela, and Me. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I'll catch you on the other side of this very short message when we're back with more Storytime.
Hola, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I am the author of Where Are You From, Furia, and many other books for young readers. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back. Thank you so much. Yes, Shamila Sayed Mendez, award-winning author and creator of many wonderful books. I hope that you're able to check them out. Furia is one of my favorites for sure. And do check out Where Are You From as well. And lots, many wonderful books, including Horse Country as well. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I hope that you've had a wonderful time enjoying that story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you find it at your local library. Ask for it. Meg Medina, Angela Dominguez, Mango, Abuela, and Me. Yes, if we're looking for a story to warm our hearts, why not that one? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Tomorrow, we're back. We've been having so much rain, but we're still saying hello. We're still saying hello. And I know too, it's one of those, like, we need the rain. I know we need the rain. There've been a few places that are flooded, which makes it difficult, but I know that the reservoirs are filling up and we need them to do that. But also I hope that, our leaders, our governments, people in charge can be more proactive in making sure that drainage systems work and all these other things are in place so that when we do get rains, it's not a health hazard. And yes, sometimes it just pours and there's nothing much that can be done. But I think most of the times, if there's a willingness from the authorities to put measures in place to check drainage systems and everything else, I think we get a little bit better. Yeah, right. So thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Please continue to hold your leaders accountable, write letters when needed, protest when needed, and do everything that you can to make sure that your community is served right. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And you know, too, elections are happening different parts of the country, and the big elections are coming up as well. So I hope that if you can participate, please do, no matter what it is that you do, whether it's phone banking, registering to vote if you're able, and if you can, please do that. Let your voice be heard. Your voice is important. You matter. You are important. Thank you for being here with us here on Storytime. Tomorrow, get your raincoats, get your rain boots, get everything that you need, because we'll be saying hello to the rain. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Kyle McClare and Chris Turnham will be here with us. And of course, this one will be coming from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed the sweet story, Mango, Abuela, and me from Candlewick Press, Meg Medina, and Angela Dominguez. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this wonderful Tuesday morning. Let us see one more time who was with us enjoying that wonderful story. Thank you so much for joining in, Kathy. Thank you for being here out there in Kentucky. Megan, thank you for joining us as well here on Storytime today. I hope that you are having a wonderful time. Ari, wishing you the very best at school today. Thank you for being here with us, Storytime. Remember too, like Ari, you can join us later on for the recordings. If you miss the live, we're always there at storytimewithmrlimata.com, at storytimewithmrlimata on Facebook, YouTube, and you can catch us live on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime today, all the way out in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Thank you so much for being here. Soggy today, rain in the focus. Thank you for being here, Chad, Auntie Ann, and of course, Auntie Pam. Big hugs to you out there. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And yes, morning ingredients we all are. Thank you so much for joining us here. We do make up the fabric of Storytime right here. We make Storytime special. You make Storytime special. Thank you so much for joining in. Please keep sending us your recommendations, and of course, if you can, do say hello to us in the morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Pamela, Courtney, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Chad, Auntie Ann, Kathy, Megan, everyone that is joining us this morning, thank you for being here. This has been Storytime. And please remember, too, that Zambia plays Morocco. Zambia national soccer team plays Morocco tomorrow at the African Cup of Nations. Oh, my goodness. I hope we can get through. All Zambia needs is to avoid defeat. We need to avoid defeat tomorrow. I'm crossing everything. Fingers crossed. I hope that we get through. We just need to avoid defeat. We don't even need to win the game. Come on, boys. You can do this. And most importantly, don't mess up my day. Come on, Chipolo Polo. Let's go. Thank you so much for joining in, everybody. Love you lots, and I will see you again tomorrow when we're back with more Storytime. Absolutely love it. Hugs to each and every one of you. This has been Storytime for today, and we're back again tomorrow with Hello Rain. Bye-bye.
Storytime with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing Storytime with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear him. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to